morning guys, how are you all doing? Welcome back to my channel. I'm in the woods, the proper woods. I have not been in here for months. I don't quite know why, because it's obviously the best time of year to come in here because it's dry. But yeah, I haven't been in here for ages. Coco is in his element. He's overjoyed to be back out here. I have got pads along for the ride too. Not as easy with two of them, especially when they like trimming the hedges a lot. It's a bit of a handful, but we're managing. It's the most gorgeous morning today. It's just perfection. It's like fresh this morning. It's like 13 degrees, but it starts warming up really quickly. Blue skies, sunshine, happy days, really happy days. I love this time of year. Just as we start to kind of head towards autumn, best time of year. It's gorgeous. I've got a pole exercise for you guys today. I'm calling it the 3 diamonds, as you can see from the picture. You could just do 2 diamonds if you don't have enough poles. But the thing I loved about this exercise was there were so many different routes through it that you just couldn't get bored, and the horse couldn't get bored. And in so much so that I actually left this exercise up for well over a week, and I lunged the horses over it. I did just like second schooling sessions over it, and I don't normally do that, but I just felt they benefited a lot from it. And I enjoyed it. I really did. It turned out to be a great exercise. I'm not going to lie. It probably is already out there, but I never look up pole exercises. They just come to me when I'm playing around in the school. This exercise can be done in walk, trot and canter. It can be done from any direction, off any rein, which is always a plus point for me because, I don't like to have to get off and adjust things. So let's get into it. So I've tried to do a little diagram just to show all the different routes you can take through the 3 diamonds. There's even more than this. I started off in walk. This is Chalk. Chalk is not the most supple of horses. He also finds pole work really hard. He finds constant changing of bend quite difficult. And this exercise just worked wonders for him. It's really interesting editing this video and watching the progression of Chalk throughout the exercise, because he starts off looking a little bit hollow in the back, a little bit tight, lacking in suppleness, and then towards the end you see him looking so much softer over the back, more rounded over the back. He looks much more uphill, a lot more flexible and softer through the contact, and it's just amazing really. This exercise really does work wonders. So I start off in walk. It was part of Chalk's warm-up, and the great thing about the diamonds is where the points join, like where Chalk's about to walk over now, you can see he puts quite a bit of effort to step over it. It's so much better than just a single pole on its own, because he's obviously having to physically lift his feet off the ground. This is great for their core strength, great for working the muscles over the back. And the great thing about the 3 diamonds is you can kind of just come at any direction over any point, changing the bend. You can just do so much throughout it, and I particularly like this little route where you kind of walk over some of the poles, then you turn, walk over the next poles, turn again, because that changing of bend and turning as you walk over the poles, like we're doing here, is just really good. You'll find the horse lifts a little higher with their feet as they're doing this. I particularly liked this. I thought this was really beneficial for Chalk. I think this exercise would also work well for lunging, because you could stand in the middle diamond and lunge your horse over the diamonds either side of you, and it also stops them from falling in or getting too close to you. Long reining, I think this would work really well long reining as well. Now, as you can see, I have stepped Chalk up into trot. Now, going straight through the middle of the diamonds looks like it should be easy, but it wasn't at all. I found Chalk really wobbled and he struggled to stay dead straight, but the points are helpful and they try and persuade the horse to stay dead straight. And obviously you can again come from many different directions through it. I also, as you can see him trotting through there, like doing the kind of edges of the diamonds. I found, again, you had to really work hard making sure your horse stayed nice and straight. They were really between leg and hand. You can see here the amount of lift that Chalk gave me as he trotted down the sides of the diamonds. I was really impressed. I mean, he looks like he's moving beautifully. Again, you can do circles through the diamonds. This is what I mean, like you can't get bored. There are so many different options. And I love the fact that you can do a curving line through the diamonds like I'm doing now. This is great for really getting them to engage the hindquarters and step through nicely. Again, now I can starting to see Chalk look a little softer over the back. He's got a little sort of more suppleness coming through his body. And the rhythm looks pretty regular, which is good again. And for a horse that struggles with pole work like Chalk does, he's getting better and better at thinking about where he's putting his feet and being quick with his feet and just doing good footwork. So you can see now we have popped up into canter. Choc doesn't find a sort of collected, bouncy canter that easy to do, even if he was just going around the outside of the arena, let alone when you add poles into the equation. So I took all the simple routes through the diamonds just to help him a little bit. And he did a really good job. He doesn't find it easy, especially trying to maintain the canter. But I think it worked wonders for his trot, because the trot work after the canter I thought was stunning. He looked so much more uphill. He looked like he was really carrying himself. He looked so much rounder over the back. Honestly, I watch these clips and I think, wow, he looks amazing. So pats for Choc. He did a brilliant job. You'll see I give him a bit of a kick and tell him to walk on. He is a very slow walker. He like dies back so much that he's like going at a snail's pace. So you do have to try and encourage him to keep moving. But I hope you enjoyed this exercise video. I have to say I absolutely love it, and I'm going to be doing it again this week.